wano mu bantu be tuli nabo wano tulinawo omwami bamuyita Samwiri Kazinga yaliko RDC webundi bujo sebo buli gwensomako ng'oyimirira oba olinaanye bakulabe. Mwami Samwiri Kazinga mukyala Mere Nagawa onava mukono. Mukyala Mere Nagawa yimirira bakulabe. Uwubira ku mukulembeze Jambo mukyala Nola Kisembo ono mukulembeze atwala abalwanyi b'emasindi. Kisembo tebakulabye bulungi. Mukulu Wilson Belunula naye tuli wano ava Kamwenge. Tulinawo omwami Charles Kurwa ona coordinating abaforonasa mu bitundu bye Kapchorwa. Tulinawo Brigadier Omule simanyi oba atuuse naye coordinating abaforonasa okuva mu Northern Region. Owekitiibwa tulinayo bannaffe abalala abalwadde abatasobodde kubeera naffe wano olwaleero nga omwami Michael Waswa Sekamatte, omwami Beni Buyondo naye mulwadde, Margaret Kivumbi oyo abakyala mulwadde alina Janankumbi awe embeera si nnungi, Godfrey Nnume naye mulwadde yamenyeka. Owekitiibwa wakati mufu wano tulina abakiikiridde famire z'abantu 9 abattibwa ku lunaku olwo. Njagala wembawe muli muyimirire babalabe. Abantu 18 buli famire twagyemu abantu 2 stand up for recognition. Abantu 9 abantu ababa mu famire 9 aba abattibwa ku lunaku olwo. Tugyemu abantu 2 naye mulimu ne taata waabwe omwami Katamba mulabyawo ubira ku bantu ku mukono bakulabye muganda wa Lutamaguzi oyo. Owekitiibwa wakati muffe wano tulinawo omwana omuwala Lita Nampewo abamanyi Mule Muwanga abantu 27 abatandika ono mwana wa Mule Muwanga. Basebo ne banyabo musigale gye muli, musigale gye mutudde mpozi nga babasitudde kubatwala walala nga mukulu yabayise. Musigale gye mutudde. Lita Nampewo ono mwana wo mugenzi Mule Muwanga eyasooka okuduumira amagye gaffe mu nsiko naye twebaza Your Excellency omwana oyo bamutwalako ewa Major General Katirima ne bamufunira omulimu mu Wazalendo Sako era akola bulungi. Tulina abalwanyi abavudde Gomba nga bakulemberwa omwami Kuteesa mu biru. Stand up for recognition abe Gomba tusanyisa okubalaba. Owekitiibwa tukwebaza gwe ne kabinenti yo olw'okutuyitanga ku mikolo gino egy'eggwanga ffe abalwanyi. Ako kabonero akalaga nti olina ensingo okyuka n'otunula emabega n'otunula ne mu maaso. Naye abalala olina enkingo otunula emabega ne mu maaso. Akabonero akalaga kyoli muntu otunula eno n'eno okulaba nti toli gwoleka mabega. Naye abalala kasita batuuka beerabira bannaabwe naye gwe obadde okyatumanyi era okyatukuba akaama. COVID-19 yaleese obuzibu. Tumanyi nti bw'anaaba aweddewo ojja kuddamu otuyite nga bulijjo. Naye twagala otuyite kubanga tulaba osisinkana abaggeto naye naffe twagala otuyite tukulabe. Twagala tukusisinkane tukubuulire ebizibu byaffe. Sebo otambula naffe okuggyako abo abatono abaava ku mugendo naye nabo bakayana bali wano ku ttaka lya Uganda tebasobola kuva mu Uganda tiwabagoba bagende mu Zaire. Mukama wange twebaza Katonda olw'ekirabo eky'amagezi kye yakuwa gw'ate ogenda n'oteesa ne ba Joe Biden ne ba Putin era amagezi ge gamu n'ogajjeyo ne gatuula nange Hajj Seddunga n'abalwanyi b'abalala nabo ne bakuwa amagezi nago n'ogatwala. Ago magezi amazaale agatali ga bulijjo oba common sense atali common. Mukama wange abalwanyi bantumye okukusiima olw'okuba kamanda omulungi okuva mu nsiko okutuuka kati. Mu mwaka oguwedde nga twakava wano okujaguza olunaku lw'abazira, walagira Uganda bannayuganda okulya kava olulimi lwa mu nsiko olw'okulya kava, naye watulagira tugende mu kalantiini. Naye ssebo abantu baafa mu wiiki esatu ezaddako, n'abalwanyi bo bangi bagendera awo nga Bameeja Lwamukaaga, Bakajabaga Kalusoke n'abalala. Naye ssebo tukwebaza senga tewasalawo mangu abantu, ndowooza kati senga tetukyalinawo anti akutwala ekiro omusiima bukedde. Obwekitiibwa nga tuli mu kalulu akawedde, akalulu akawedde kano aka 2021 ng'abalala abeesimbyewo batuziniramu mazina nga kutuyimmiramu, gwe nteekateekayo wagimalira mu kusomesa bannayuganda okuva mu bwavu. Twakuuliranga ng'oyogera ebigambo bino: kyula, ekibalo, dongolobo, obutakolera kidakyonka n'ebirala. NRM bwe yamala okunyweza emirembe, kati tunoonya bugagga, obukolerere obutali bwakwongerako zero. Era n'abalala bagenda bakuyigirako. Ne bwe twali mu kuziika omugenzi sipiika wa Uganda, nawulira nga Ssaabalamuzi asomesa abantu b'omu mambuka eyo obutasanyukira kufuna mitwalo 9 mu yiika emu omwaka, ng'abalala yiika bagifunamu obukadde 12 ku 17 omwaka. Senga ne bannabyabufuzi abalala bakoppa ekyo, naye ekibi sente zaabwe tebazijja mu bulimi na bulunzi. Abantu babasomesa kufuuka ba pulezidenti kyokka. Ate kasita mwateekawo obuyigiriza, oli wamala okufuna qualification za senior 6 ng'agamba kati ndi fiti okubeera pulezidenti, ng'asandika kusala amagezi gajja eyo. Ssebo, bulijjo omuntu bw'abeera omuwanvu yakutama okuwuliriza abampi, kubanga omumpi tasobola kuwanvuwa. Naye gwe tukwebaza olw'okukutamanga buli lw'oyogera ebigambo ebyo: kyula, dongolobo, ekibalo, obutakolera kidakyonka, oba odita, okwo kwonna kukutama. Omuntu wa bulijjo akutegeere, ateeke mu nkola by'omusomesezza. Ebintu ebyo abayitako mu byalo basobola okulaba enjawulo eri ku nkulaakulana ereeteddwa Operation Wealth Creation, NADS n'ebitongole ebirala ebya gavumenti. Ssebo waliwo enjawulo nnene nnyo. Abantu basusse kati bagenda basukka okukolera ekidakyonka. Ow'ekitiibwa tukwebaza olw'okulwanyisa bannalukalala mu Operation Sujjekongo, ab'ebijambiya e Masaka, obubbi bw'ente Kalamojja, envuba embi mu nnyanja zaffe n'awalala. Naye wano ewaffe obubbi bw'ente bukyalemeddewo. Tubadde tulambula abalwanyi ennaku zino ne Honorable Wallace Kaboyo, minisita wa Luweero, naye buli minisita gw'abadde agamba ndi nja kukuwa ente onywemu amata, ng'amugamba ndeka obubbi bw'ente wano bajja kubba ente nange oluusi obulamu bwange babutwaliremu. Ennaku zino baasukka ne mu kubba ente ne bannannyinizo baleka babatemya ebijambiya. Ente, embizzi n'enkoko byo bifuuse bizibu kati wano mu Uganda. Tuvumirira bakaada baffe abasirikale abasiiwuusa empisa ennaku zino. Mukama wange, tuli banoonyi ba bululu mu Uganda, naye tukakasa ti ebitundu 7 ku buli 100 babituwa lwa mpisa za UPDF. N'olwekyo tetwagala zoonooneke bwe kikwatako ssebo oba komiseriyeti ebuulirira abasirikale eyagala okulemererwa, batugambe mugyongeremu amaanyi egamba abantu okuba n'empisa ennungi. Tetwagalira ddala kutwonoonera amagye gaffe. Ow'ekitiibwa tuvumirira obuli bw'enguzi obwa buli ngeri yonna. Ffe abalwanyi tunoonya n'engeri gye tukuyambako okubulwanyisa yatulema, kubanga bwe tuteeka ku mulyango okukwata abafulumya ebisawo by'essente, tugenda okuwulira nga baziisizza ku waya nti baziwayalinze, ziri ku akawunti y'oli. Kati tusoberwa ffe abalwanyi, obusobozi bwaffe batulaga aduuyi ne tutandika okukola, naye eziyita ku waya tetuzimanyi. Bye byetaaga computerized oba babayita forensic experts batuyambeko okukola ekintu ekyo. naye fe tubadde tusaba bwe twali twakajja wano sirimu yatuluma naye mu kutuluma tetwalina ddagala twamukubira bipande ne tumulanga mu sitenseni n'awalala ne ku leediyo abantu ne batya naye tubadde tusaba n'abali b'enguzi nabo bwe mulaba nti aluguddemu nga tumuteeka ku mawulire nga tumulanga nga tumuteeka ebipande mu sitenseni nga tumukuba mu ndongo nga n'abaana b'essomero bamuyimba kukakasa bajja kutya bajja kusaala batye naye ssebo tukwebaza olwa kabinenti yo kabinenti y'abavubi bannanga abali wano simanyi oba mugiraba byekola abavubi mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala omulimu gwe mukola muyitirivu nnyo kubanga muleeseewo enjawulo tubalaba nga mulambula enguudo ow'ekitiibwa prime minister twakulaba e Nakaseke ng'oli ku ntindo Hajji Sseddunga yaŋŋamba nti takirabangako prime minister kulambula lutindo lukyakolebwa ajja kululonkinga oba naye nojja n'olaba oba seminti yanywedde ow'ekitiibwa oli wanjawulo nnyo weebale nnyo weebalire ddala naye ssebo tusaba babongere obuyinza obw'amateeka kubanga twalabako minisita ow'ebyenfuna mu ofiisi ya pulezidenti yagenda Wakiso n'alagira okukwata abaasima nayikondo ezitaliiyo e Namayumba kuba bazinoonyezanga mu pasikalamu nga tebaziraba naye bwe bagamba okusiba enkeera twamusanga mu ofiisi nga yeekolera mirimu gye nga bulijjo n'olwekyo bongera obuyinza basale amagezi okunyweza ebyo bye balabye tukwebaza olw'okutuweera ba historicals n'abaana baffe ebifo mu kabinenti abaana baffe ssebo mwe bali mu kabinenti ne mu ba RDC ssebo tweyanziza nnyo tweyanzeege mwebale kutuweera abantu baffe naye abasomye tulina bangi kati tulina bayitirivu nnyo kati ne bw'osaba ow'ekitiibwa ojjukira mu mwaka gwa 1992 watuyitako entebe n'otusaba abantu abalina obuyigiriza obwa senior 6 mu Luweero Triangle tubanoonyeyo bawe emirimu mu post office n'ebitongole ebirala naye twanoonya tetwalabayo n'omu kaakati Hajji Sseddunga yabadde ngamba nti kati n'amala abansaba kati ye yekka alina diguli 10 mu maka ge kaakati tuli set essaawa yonna wootugambira nti tubongere nga tubawa mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala ow'ekitiibwa bwe twajja wano mu 1986 walwanirira okutumbula okusomesa n'okulaakulanya ekitonde ekikyala era ekyo kikoze bulungi baziyita distinction naye tukusaba kati n'abalenzi n'abasajja nabo mubafeeko kubanga mugenda ne mutendeka omwana omuwala n'abanga malayika obutonde ne bumusuula ku musegula gw'omulenzi atalina wadde okuteekebwateekebwa n'ebo entandikwa y'obutabanguko mu maka abaana abalenzi mubasuuliridde yo excellence abaana abalenzi temubafuddeeko mubateekemu amaanyi mukoleyo NGO ez'abalenzi nga bwe tuwulira ez'abawala kaakati ennaku zino tandise kulaba abalenzi mu mawulire nga beebeeranga nze njagala omukazi bw'aba akozeeko ajje ampase obutonde mubulemeseza okutuukiriza Katonda bwe yatukola musajja gwe mutwe gw'amaka mu Bayibuli naye kati bw'olaba asaba omusajja mukyala amuwase kiba kizibu nnyo ow'ekitiibwa olutalo bwe lwaggwa mu Luweero Triangle mwasigalamu bomu ezo zikoze obulabe bungi nnyo ku bantu baffe kumpi buli mwaka tusaba minisitule y'ebyokwerinda esasulirenga n'okujjanjaba abo ababakoseddwa naddala okusingira ddala abantu bano babeera bakulembeze ba local councils nga bali mu kutuukiriza obuvunaanyizibwa bwabwe omuntu bw'atima ettaka bw'aba alima bomu ezo bazireka mu ttaka bw'aba alima n'agijjayo bw'akiraba ayita wa defense basajja bano bo balowooza n'ebya bomu babimanyi owa defense olubiraba nga atandika gamba kino kino si bomu olukikuba wansi emirundi 2 nga kyabika nga kibakuba nga kibakoteekako obulabe abamu bafa abalala ne bafuna obulabe naye tusaba niso ebyokwerinda etwala obuvunaanyizibwa obwo ow'ekitiibwa embeera zaffe oziraba za bukadde tuli mu kawungeezi olaba bwe tubadde tutambula ne Hajj wano era ne mikwano gyo bangi nnyo bafudde nga muzeeyisa mu kabonge Ndugga Musaazi yandibadde ateeka ekimuli ku malaala ag'ekyemmanga omusika wa Ndugga yatufaako Namwandu Kisuze omwami Mayega w'Epukulu Embaale n'abalala. Tusaba akasente akatujjanjaba mu ofiisi oba oluusi nga tufudde kabeerenga kumpi. Waliwo ensente ezituyambako era nsaba ne palamenti ekitegeere nti abalwanyi ba Luweero batuyambako oluusi otujjanjaba oluusi otuziika. Tusaba akasente ako kabeere kumpi era bwe muba musala bajeti ya State House mubagambe kyabe Luweero nabo mubayambeko bwe bati kuba tuli bakadde tetukyasobola sente za ddwaliro. Tusaba ffe tetulinaayo waffe mulala yenna okuggyako ggwe era tukusaba ogira okyatutwala mu maaso 2026 mpaka 2030 era tukulaba ng'okyasobola. Owekitiibwa tukulaba ng'okyasobola ate wamenye likoda wayimiridde wano essaawa 3 ng'oyogera neŋŋamba wamma omusajja akyalina sitamina omuyeekera tamala gagenda bw'atyo. Owekitiibwa kino kyakulabirako. Hajj Sseddunga yaŋŋambye muwagizi wa ttiimu ya Manchester United y'Ebungereza naye bagenda ne bakyusa kooki waabwe Ferguson nti akaddiye naye Manchester bagikuba goolo 5-0. Twewala NRM okubeera nga Manchester United bakube goolo 5-0 ng'ate kooki waffe akyasobola. Tusaba ogira okyatutambuza mpola mpola. Owekitiibwa bwe nali nga nambula abalwanyi baffe e Bunyolo Abanyolo bangerera olugero luno ti ekigambo ky'omukulu mukalo buli njala lwekuluma ng'ojjayo ng'olyako naye ekigambo kyo ku muwogo kimufudde ow'ebbeeyi. Abagenda mu katale batugamba n'otugamba nti n'abalumonde bagamba ne lumonde naye amwogereko. Muwogo ndowooza sizoni ejja bajja kumulima mu bungi nnyo kimufudde ow'ebbeeyi. Sebo tusaba ekigambo kyekyo ne ku mmwanyi oba ne kaawa okyogereko. Ndowooza bannayuganda bakitwala ng'ensonga kaawa tumunywe tufune internal market tuleme kukaayanira butale bw'abazungu abatuwa conditions zetutasobola. Ate ekirala tukwebaza olw'amagezi amangu. Omukulembeze tasoberwa bakubuuza nti sebe emigaati girinnye nga naawe osirika nange binsobedde kati tukole ki? Wibole kutugamba nti mulye muwogo era naye tumuwa amannyo tumukolako. Owekitiibwa twebaza ebitongole ebikuuma ddembe ebyateekateeka olunaku lw'abajulizi n'abagoberezi ba Kristo olw'okuteekateeka olunaku lw'abajulizi n'okulabirira abagenyi abangi bwe batyo abavudde ebweru wa Uganda ne bannayuganda. Ku luno ennamba yabadde mpitirivu nnyo. Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala. Omanyi bwe muba mukuuma ne Kristo abeera waggulu nga naye ateddeko omukono gwe wadde muba mutaddeyo ennyonyi abapoliisi bayinza okulowooza b'amaanyi naye Kristo abeerayo waggulu ng'abaprotectinga n'omusaayi gw'abajulizi gubeerawo. Beno jangu
Sebo kiba presidenti abala nemutawuliriza kino ntiwa mukulembeze abalamuzi b'amatu bwetwali enambole wasuubiza aba historical akantu kaabwe naye bankalakata ku mabega naninga nze nabagamba wabagamba nti tuli malanja bayita tusinkane ino okusaka tubalabanga. Ekyokubiri osinkana abageto naye ffe twazza musango kyate okutuleka awo n'otutuyita akantu kaabwe kabawe. Ekirala waliyo be yawummuza juzi abawummula n'omukulu Kigongo nabo balumba ffe kubanga ofiisi yange mwe bayambalira n'ennyota nga ndaba ne bagenda Entebbe naye bagira bagamba ono adimini wange yabakolako mutubuuze bannaffe akaffe kajja ddi abange tukaddiye omusika teyeebaza ekirala mukama wange kyensembye nakyo ennaku zino enkulu buli disitulikiti zibeerengayo abaana baziyiye naye obudde Kampala ba disitulikiti bo tebaba na sente esobola kuteeka mukolo wano wenayogera ku kyokulya emmere yatandika okukola ku mukolo naye bo sente tebazirina zimbawa kusobola kuteekateeka mikolo gyakujaguza lunaku luno
kale oyo Hajji ebyo abimaliriza eyo nsonga nkulu nnyo ow'ekitiibwa nga tumaliriza tutuuse okusaasira kwaffe gy'oli ne palamenti ya Uganda yonna olw'okufiirwako omugenzi yali sipiika wa Uganda Right Honorable Jacob Oulanyah era n'okukulisa abantu bo Omoro ne banna NRM mwenna olw'okuwangula akalulu ako. Abalonzi b'Omoro mwebale nnyo okutusangula amaziga munda ne kungulu. Ojoko Oulanyah fata nyayo ya muzeeyi. Follow the footsteps of your dad, your late father. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kulwa Katonda n'ensi yange Hajj Idrisa Sseddunga. Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala tuwuliriza.
Our chief guest, I think that that music was for Hajj Idrisa Sseddunga, thanking him for that speech. Right Honorable Prime Minister, please allow me to invite the Minister of State in the office of the Prime Minister, Honorable Alice Karamuzi Kaboyo, Minister of State, Luwero Triangle. This is her day. Honorable Minister, as you come, we would like to thank you so much for the work you are doing in Luwero Triangle. Now, Luwero Triangle is very much visible because we did not know what was in the archives. But what we have seen, actually we are going to have the show of what is in the archives of NRA.
The Right Honorable Prime Minister, our chief guest today, the Right Honorable Prime Ministers, Honorable Ministers and Ministers of State, Vice Chairman of the Mighty Party, Honorable Members of Parliament, Members of the Diplomatic Corps, District Chairpersons, religious leaders, heroes and heroines, and war veterans, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Right Honorable Prime Minister and all invited guests, I warmly welcome you to this great Heroes' Day celebration. It is a great privilege for me to stand here today to honor the courage of Ugandans, both the departed and the living, who sacrificed their lives to positively shape the history of this nation. Uganda has made great strides towards socio-economic transformation and human development. However, the road has not been easy, given the long history of insecurity and socio-economic instability of the past. We therefore appreciate His Excellency the President for his great sacrifice and that of other gallant sons of Uganda, some of whom paid with ultimate price of blood to restore the political, social, and economic sanity in a country once haunted by bad leadership. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the theme of today's celebrations is commemorating our heroes and heroines, an opportunity to consolidate our efforts in securing Uganda. Tasks all of us as companions in the struggle to harmonize our aspirations and plans as we secure the future of our nation, Uganda. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the people of the Luweero Triangle appreciate the social recognition this government has continued to give them through several programs and interventions geared towards fighting the current common enemy, that is poverty. Through the guidance of His Excellency the President, I embarked on an exercise to visit and personally interact with our gallant veterans in their home states. This exercise is driven by good intentions to understand better the conditions of our people and what economic activities they can engage in to boost their livelihoods. A total of 80 families has so far been visited, and we pledge to reach more as we also lay strategies to make Rwenzori shine. Ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of appreciating the historical contribution to peace and stability by our heroes, the Office of the Prime Minister continues to support civilian veterans and communities within Luweero Triangle and Rwenzori. This current financial year, 2021-2022, the Office of the Prime Minister, through the Ministry of Luweero Triangle, has paid a one-off gratuity, continuously engaged families of the civilian veterans to establish income-generating projects to boost their livelihoods. A total of 162 income-generating groups have therefore been appraised and supported through the Micro Projects Program. Established, trained, and supported a total of 218 parish community associations. This brings the total number of PCAs established since financial year 2017-2018 to 726 in Luweero, Rwenzori, and Busoga sub-region. However, with the introduction of the parish development model, the ministry has embarked on an exercise to compile a comprehensive report of the supported parish community associations, which will be handed over to the Parish Development Model Secretariat for further management. The ministry has also procured iron sheets and handholds for distribution to vulnerable households and institutions. Right Honorable Prime Minister, in financial year 2022-2023, the Ministry plans to implement the following: pay a one-off gratuity, the Casimo money, to 10,000 civilian veterans, extend support to 200 civilian veteran families, extend support to 200 civilian veteran families through income-generating projects to enhance household incomes, construct houses for selected civilian veteran families, construct some blocks of classrooms and semi-detached offices. Right Honorable Prime Minister, as you may be aware, one of our unresolved challenges is the delayed payment of the verified and documented war debts. However, as guided by His Excellency the President, discussions with all key stakeholders will be held to resolve this outstanding issue. More so, following my visit to the families of civilian veterans, I observed that most of our civilian veterans are of advanced age, and some of them are battling non-communicable diseases. Unfortunately, their illnesses require specialized care, which is not readily available in most of our district health centers. Arrangements are underway to hold discussions with the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs to ensure that our civilian veterans access medical services in the military hospitals. The veteran families visited have identified income-generating enterprises that they wish to engage in. However, the issue of rampant theft, like our Mzee Sedunga mentioned here, the rampant theft in villages has instilled a lot of fear and poor attitude towards investments. We will continue to work with the relevant authorities to address this issue in the affected areas. There is also a major issue of family divisions that has affected the ability of our veterans to leverage on the support from various government programs. The ministry will continue to organize and sensitize these families about financial literacy and formation of circles for onward access to support from the various government interventions. Ladies and gentlemen, I call upon everybody to emulate the heroism exhibited by our gallant Ugandans who dedicated their lives to secure the future of this nation. I thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister, that despite your busy schedule, you have spared time to honor this day with your presence. I also wish to express my gratitude to the National Organizing Committee who have worked tirelessly to ensure the success of this Heroes Day. Abazira baffe besina bakutuukako ngenda kubatuukako nga mpita mu zooni zammwe nga bwe zaali ngenda kubayitako mwena ngenda kubatuukako. The exhibition you saw there are the children of these veterans and their grandchildren. I thank you for honoring this day. Thank you very much.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, this function is within the mandate of the Presidency. The Director of Ceremonies is the Honorable Minister for the Presidency, but today she is represented by Honorable Major General Jim Muhwezi, Minister for Security, who is also in the Presidency. Honorable Major General Jim Muhwezi was there in the bush with the President. If some of you have seen the pictures of those bush days and the early days of NRM, you must have seen Honorable Major General Jim Muhwezi when he was still younger, and I'm sure you would recognize him. You must welcome.
The Right Honorable Prime Minister of Uganda, representing His Excellency the President, the Right Honorable First Vice Chairman, NRM, the Right Honorable First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Community Affairs, the Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, Honorable Ministers of State, the heads of diplomatic corps, Honorable Members of Parliament, the religious leaders, the war veterans present, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As you have heard, I'm standing in for Honorable Mile Babalanda, the Minister for Presidency, who is not around today. Today, the 9th of June 2022, Ugandans and their well-wishers of all color, creed, walks of life are collectively marking the 33rd Heroes Day. The theme for this year's celebration is commemorating our heroes and heroines, an opportunity to consolidate our efforts in securing Uganda. Just like the case was last year, these celebrations have been held in a strict observance of the COVID-19 standard operating procedures. As such, only a handful of guests have been invited to physically converge here at Kololo ceremonial grounds, while the bulk of our compatriots around the country and outside are following the events virtually through mass and social media channels. Certainly, over half of the current Ugandan population are below 33 years of age and may thus not be fully aware why we annually celebrate the 9th of June as Heroes Day. The short background to this historic day is that on the 1st of June 1989, Cabinet received and discussed the proposal to His Excellency the President by the people of Chikandwa in Ruwero District that the 9th of June be declared a Heroes Day. The choice of the date was against the background that around that time, the Uganda National Liberation Army forces of the then government in power had captured and brutally murdered Edidanian Babumba Lutamaguzi for refusing to disclose the whereabouts of a small contingent of NRA fighters in Chikandwa village, Semuto sub-county in Nakaseke district, who were hiding very close to his home. Many other people had lost their lives in a similar way during the guerrilla war that was intense in Ruel Triangle. For any assistance or even suspicion of any connection to the NRA freedom fighters. During the cabinet discussions, it was agreed that it was appropriate for Uganda to annually commemorate a National Heroes Day in recognition of the Ugandans who had extraordinarily worked in furtherance of Uganda's common good, with some of the compatriots having paid the ultimate price of sacrificing their lives in the struggle to achieve national independence, peace, and democracy. Therefore, annual celebrations of our heroes is an opportunity for each of us individually to reflect upon what we can do to enhance the national good. The example of our heroes and heroines in this case helps to inspire us to the belief that anything is possible once we dedicate ourselves to an excellent service of our motherland, Uganda. The above short overview notwithstanding, permit me also at this juncture to extend my commendations to the National Organizing Committee for these colorful preparations. Before I conclude, I happen to hold the responsibility in the government, and we have had Mr. Sedungas and the Minister for Ruero and Rwenzori talking about theft in the cattle corridor. This matter has been reported to us and our sister ministries of internal affairs, and we are taking measures to make sure that this crime is curbed immediately. I would like also to congratulate the Ministry of Ruero and Rwenzori for the exhibition of our veterans and their children, the great work they are doing to maintain themselves, but also support the economy of Uganda, as we have seen in the exhibition they have exhibited here. And I thank also the organizing committee for giving the veterans a platform when we commemorate the Heroes Day, to also give opportunity to the veterans, especially those who are, since they are still living, to inform government about what they see about their government and about their needs. I am aware that this is not a day for lengthy speeches, and I now have the pleasure to invite you, Right Honorable Prime Minister, to come and address the congregation and the nation. Thank you very much.
The first Vice Chairman of NRM, Hajj Moses Chigongo, the first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of East Africa, the third Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers and Ministers of State, the Head of Diplomatic Corps, Members of Parliament, religious and traditional leaders, Head of Public Service, Permanent Secretaries, Presidential Advisors, Service Chiefs, UPDF High Command, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Before I read the President's speech, allow me to inform Hajj Edrisa Sedunga that I've taken note of all your concerns, and I will inform the head of state that you want to meet him. Nti obubi bwente bususe, nti ate omusaba yesimbeko 226 era byonna nja kubimubuulira nga byogedde ate njogere ne ku byakasiimo by'oyogedde. Let me now go to the speech. Countrymen, countrywomen, and the Bazukuru, greetings. I congratulate you all for reaching 41st Heroes Day celebrations. In my Matters Day speech of 3rd June 2022, I equated the heroism and valor of the 9 NRM supporters who were brutally hacked to death by Basilio Kero at Chikandwa to that of the Uganda matters. The 9 heroes were Edidian Rutamaguzi, Nkangirwa Matayo, Sentongo, Sebastian, Gita, Chibuka, Chirumira Edirisa, Seboa, and Chibirige. Despite the threat of death, they declined to reveal the hideout of the NRM guerrilla unit under the command of Jack Muchungus. It was in honor of the memory and legacy of these patriots and many others that we declared 9th of June a Heroes Day. This year's celebration are being held under the theme commemorating our heroes and heroines, an opportunity to consolidate our effort in securing Uganda. This is a befitting theme because it recognizes the sacrifices of our heroes and heroines, both living and dead, and challenges every Ugandan to shoulder the patriotic duty of securing the gains of our struggles. Following his visit to Uganda and the other parts of Africa in 1907, the Secretary of Colonies and former Prime Minister of Britain, Winston Churchill, wrote a book, My African Journey, 1908, in which he made the following observation: Uganda is the pearl
This foreigner, who had traversed many parts of the world, singled out Uganda as being the pearl, a lulu, a kula in Africa's crown and woolly. However, by the time the NRM captured power in 1986, Uganda, the pearl, had been thrown into turmoil and destruction by bankrupt regimes and leaders. The Bible is clear in the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 7, verse 6. It is written, "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you in pieces." The New King James Version. Our struggles, starting with the student groups in the mid-1960s, following a mean coup in 1970, and in the war of 1979 and rigged elections in the 1980, in the war resistance of 1981 and 86, and in the period since 1986 to date, have been about recruiting Uganda from swine, that is pigs, devoid of the capacity to appreciate and keep what is valuable and precious. The NRM is the only political group that has made a correct diagnosis of Uganda's problems. How can you come up with the right cure without conducting a credible assessment of a patient? You would be dismissed as a quack doctor. Uganda endured quack political actors from 1962 to 1986. Mwalimu Nyerere described this period as Uganda's lost decades. The NRM identified 10 strategic bottlenecks to Uganda's social evolution from a pre-capitalistic society to a modern and prosperous country. They were: 1, ideological disorientation. That is, emphasizing the politics of identity, e.g., tribes, religion, gender, etc., instead of championing the people's interests. As a result, number 2 of the above, we ended up with a weak state. It was not possible to build an army, etc. Number 3, the underdevelopment of the human resource. No education for people and poor health. Number 4, poor infrastructure, for example, roads, railway, electricity, internet, piped water, telephones, etc., which cause high costs of doing business in an economy, which factor undermines the profitability of companies and discourages the private sector. Number 5, lack of industrialization and export of raw materials, which denies us the value of the final product, being donors to foreigners. Number 6, a small market that cannot guarantee our prosperity. Number 7, the underdeveloped service sector, e.g. tourism. Number 8, the underdevelopment of agriculture, subsistence agriculture, madness. Number 9, the mistake of fighting the private sector by Obote and Amin, and the present corrupt officials who delay investors asking for bribes, and finally, number 10, suppression of democracy, which denied our people a voice. Therefore, we must prioritize the creation of jobs and wealth for households. There are 4 sectors where households can focus to create jobs and wealth. The 4 sectors are commercial agriculture, industries, that is small or big, services, that's hotels, transport, professional services, shops, etc., and ICT, business process outsourcing. It is because of the determination of the NRM government to fight poverty and increase household incomes that we have now embarked on a parish development model, a new game changer that will increase production and productivity to put money in the pockets of our people. I want to call upon all leaders at all levels to embrace, support, and mobilize the population to take advantage of the funds government is sending to the parish. We are currently doing data collection. We are registering circles, and the registration is free of charge. We are opening up bank accounts for the circles. They are forming groups of enterprises, and their formation is free. Government has put in place 17 million at parish level for the year 2021-2022, and 100 million has been put in the budget of the year 2022-2023. The NRM leadership remains committed to principle number 2 of our 4 principles, which is Pan-Africanism. We cannot be satisfied with Uganda's small market of only 42 million people. This cannot guarantee our prosperity. This is why we support the integration of East Africa and African market of 1.2 billion people. A bigger market is good news for Uganda's surplus commodities. That is to say, sugar, maize, milk, cement, steel, etc. Finally, I want to use this occasion of Heroes Day to remind the African freedom fighters that our safety and security as a black race remains in jeopardy as long as we continue to glorify the small and weak African states. We must end the balkanization of the African people to guarantee their security and total liberation. I thank you all and wish you Happy Heroes Day celebration. Thank you so much.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, we thank you. And I would like to take this opportunity to request you to allow us to show a 3-minute video when you were inspecting the stalls, there was something that was not clear. And we have been requested to show it here so that all of us can see it. It is something to do with what happened in the Bush War, and particularly that day when there was that killing. They were not able to show it there, but they would like to show it now on our screens here. Just 3 minutes, Right Honorable. That is from the NRA Archives Office. Kati ffenna maaso ku lutimbe. Nze nkalaba wali. I don't know if you can see it there. People, can you tell us what is happening? Is it over? If there is no volume, that is, there must be some explanation. Okay, you come and explain. Pardon? Right Honorable Prime Minister, since this is the first time we are showing this, we shall improve next time. I think that is as far as we can go. Next time I think we shall have the sound, we shall have the words. But at least this is a good beginning. We have never watched this. We have seen something at least.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again you're most welcome. Right Honourable Prime Minister, before I invite the MC for the Chancery, allow me to recognize the following dignitaries that honoured our occasion. We have His Excellency the Ambassador of Eritrea and the Dean of the Diplomatic Community. Please stand up for recognition, sir. We have His Excellency the High Commissioner of the United Republic of Tanzania. We have His Excellency the Ambassador of Algeria to Uganda. We have His Excellency the Ambassador of Japan to Uganda. They are standing. We have His Excellency the Ambassador of South Korea. His Excellency the Ambassador of South Africa. The High Commissioner, the High Commissioner of South Africa. His Excellency the Ambassador of Ethiopia. His Excellency the Ambassador of Burundi. His Excellency the Ambassador of Cuba. His Excellency the United Nations Resident Coordinator. The UNDP country representative. His Excellency the High Commissioner of Pakistan. The head of mission of Equatorial Guinea. The Ambassador of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Honorary Consul of Eswatini. With those, Right Honourable Prime Minister, allow me to invite the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancery, Major General George Igumba, to come and carry through the medalists for today. General Igumba, sir.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, First Vice Chairman of the National Resistance Movement, Right Honourable First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Community Affairs, Honourable Ministers present, Their Excellencies the Ambassadors and High Commissioners present, Honourable Members of Parliament present, their worships, the religious leaders, security service chiefs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. At this occasion of commemorating national heroes of Uganda, His Excellency the President is pleased to award medals to a number of deserving persons. And to do this presentation is your own Major General George Igumba, the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancery, as per Section 14(1) and 2 of the National Honours and Awards Act of 2001. Now, therefore, in accordance to Section 3, Part 2 of the National Honours and Awards Act of 2001, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda has approved the award of medals to 82 persons during the National Heroes Day celebrations. The medals are Category 1 under Civilian Military Decorations, the National Independence Medal, and the Nalubale Medal. Category 2, Military Decorations, the Damo Medal, and the Royal Triangle Medal. And Category 3, police decorations, the Long Service Gold Medal, 30 years plus, the Long Service Silver Medal, 20 years plus, and the Honorary Service Medal. The names of the 82 awardees were duly considered by the Presidential Awards Committee and have been grouped in 3 distinct categories as follows: civilian and military decorations, the National Independence Medal, 34 persons, the National Medal, 17 persons, military decorations, the Dam Medal, 5 persons, the Ruero Triangle Medal, 18 persons. Police decorations, the Long Service Gold Medal, 30 years plus, 4 persons, the Long Service Silver, 20 years plus, 2 persons, and last but not least, the Honorary Service Medal with 2 persons. Now, the award of the National Independence Medal. This medal is awarded to all activists who championed and contributed significantly to the struggle for independence and those who have continued to protect the independence of Uganda. The 34 persons are Dr. Joslin, who was born in 1949. At one time, he was part of the committee that came up with the National Honors and Awards Regulations and the simplified framework for identifying exemplary achievers. He was an accomplished and committed Presidential Awards Committee member who eloquently deliberated on all matters related to national honors and awards. He is a consultant and a researcher on weapons and specialized arms. He verifies brands of weapons for their functionality and reliability and has been appreciated for his dedication in this area. UPDF has depended on him for very highly classified information to date. The second on this list is Odukan Achan Mary, who was born way back in 1861 and started her career as a marketing officer within then Uganda Airlines Corporation until 1980. She has taken part in several consultancies which include inquiry into the effectiveness of law, policies and processes of land acquisition, land administration, land management, and land registration in Uganda. She is currently a development and social science consultant and an active member of Watoto Church, a deacon and a counselor to young people. The third on the list is Kakira Joel, a male adult of 52 years. Is a businessman, an entrepreneur, and a philanthropist. He donated land to government in 2018 for building Mavere Health Center 3 in Shema district. He supports over 20 children with tuition fees and has been supporting Ray Chum Primary School in Shema with scholastic materials for the candidate classes for the last 4 years. He has continuously enrolled orphaned and the needy children in schools where he can support and monitor them. The fourth is Mr. Jimba Harold Michael, who was born in 1961. He is being honored for long service. He served in the civil service in various ministries for over 30 years and retired honorably at the rank of Principal Assistant Secretary. He served in the Ministry of Defense from 2005 up to retirement time in August 2013 without any tinted record. He was part of the administrators that have transformed the Army from NRA to UPDF. The fifth is Adok Judy, a female adult of 58 years. Currently, she is the Executive Secretary for Lango Cultural Foundation and the Executive Director for Land and Equity Management. She's an advocate and development specialist. She worked with Oxfam in Uganda, Burundi, and Tanzania for over 14 years. Having grown up in the customary tenure system and seen the challenges and distortions taking place in practice, she was moved to establish LEMU in 2003, a policy and advocacy organization that works to ensure land rights, particularly for women. She has written several publications like Land Matters in Displacement, The Importance of Land Rights in Natural Land, and What Threatens Them, Land Rights and Displacement in Northern Uganda in the Humanitarian Exchange magazine, among others. Next is Hajj Kalonji Ali Salongo, who was born on 22nd June 1954. He is credited for his long-term service since 1979. He was a technician in charge of later electronic locomotives. Later in 1982, he joined Uganda Electricity Board as a technical officer in charge of electricity distribution, where he served for 10 years. He is the vice chairperson for older persons to date. He supports the elderly and ensures that they are registered for support and follow-up. He is also the Director of Finance and Administration for the Foundation of Older Persons in Central Uganda. Next is Miss Grace Tumubwene, an adult female of 66 years. She started working at the Office of the President in 1978 as a tea girl. She has worked in this position for 43 years. She's hardworking, reliable, and committed to her job. She has exhibited integrity and selflessness while performing her duties, time management and dedication being part of her. Having started working during the regime of late Idi Amin, through the Binaisa regime, the Military Commission, General Tito Lutwa, up till now. Next on the list is none other than Resistance Officer number 09659, Colonel Diogratias Asimwe Akiki. The senior officer was born on 9 September 1976. He joined the UPDF on 9 September 2001 and is currently attending Senior Command and Staff course at Chimaka. The next is the Resistance Officer number 09665, Colonel John Bosco Asinguza. The senior officer was born on 12th December 1980 and joined the Uganda People's Defense Forces on 2nd of October 2001. He is currently the Director of Training in the Special Forces Command. Next is the Resistance Officer number 09720, Colonel Achangel Kiza Birungi, who was born on 12th June 1978. He joined the Uganda People's Defense Forces on 25th October 2000. He is currently the Director of Political Education at the Mubende Rehabilitation Center. Next is the Resistance Officer number 06950, Lieutenant Colonel Remigio Asiga, who was born on 28th March 1986. Wrong. Who joined the Uganda People's Defense Forces on 28th March 1986, contributing significantly in areas of mobilization and training that focused on socio-economic and cultural transformation of the citizens of Uganda. He is currently serving under the Directorate of Operation Wealth Creation. Next is Resistance Officer number 06953, Lieutenant Colonel Chris Wakoba Mungao. The senior officer was born on 12th November 1963. He joined the NRA UPDF in 1986. He is recognized for significantly contributing to the development of the country when he took charge of logistical stock supplies during the fight against the ADF and LRA operations. Next is the Resistance Officer number 06939, Lieutenant Colonel Benon Salam Besije. The senior officer joined the National Resistance Army Uganda People's Defense Forces on 11th March 1986. He is recognized for his discipline and performance in command and staff functions. Next is Resistance Officer number 12024, Captain Oliver Ntono. The junior officer joined the UPDF on 28th February 2009. She has advocated for gender justice in the force, which she has demonstrated in her administration of logistical supplies. Next is Resistance Army number 072394, Warrant Officer Class 1, Asawan Bin Matata. The militant was born on 3rd August 1970 and joined the National Resistance Army on 15th November 1986. Over time, he has been a dependable and consistent patriot. Next is the Resistance Army number 165156, Sergeant Kabugo Serena, who was born in February 1979 and joined the UPDF on 8th March 2000. She is currently in the Directorate of Women Affairs. Next is Resistance Army number 173468, Sergeant Navada Shamira, who was born on November 1980 and joined the force on 15th November 2001. Next is Resistance Army number 159619, Sergeant Adil Joslin, who was born on 23rd May 1985. Next on the list is none other than our very own Commissioner of Police, Enanga Fred. Who was born on 19th June 1973 and joined the Uganda Police Force in 2001 as a cadet assistant superintendent of police and rose to his current rank of Commissioner of Police. In 2009, he represented the police force to work in Darfur under United Nations mission in Darfur as Operations Officer, Police Advisor, a job he did well and was commended for his resilience and hard work. As the current Uganda Police Force published, his acts of courage, patience, determination, and compassion have helped create a tangible positive impact on the Uganda Police Force for continued success. Even under very trying circumstances, he dutifully employed his crisis communication skills to manage crises, even in the face of overwhelming criticism. Next is Senior Superintendent of Police Miranda Powell, who was born on 19th July 1977 and joined the Uganda Police Force in 2004 as a cadet superintendent of police and rose through ranks the current rank of Senior Superintendent of Police. Right Honorable Prime Minister, I now pause so that you may have a photo opportunity. batch. The first on the list is Assistant Superintendent of Police, retired Jotono Francis, who was enlisted in the force on 9th February, May 1980. Next is Assistant Superintendent of Police, Nimanya Godson, who joined the Uganda Police Force in 1994. Next is Inspector of Police, Ndabanja Charles, who joined the Uganda Police Force on 1st June 1988. Next is Inspector of Police, Ogenimungu Patrick, who joined the Uganda Police Force on 26 July 2003. Next is number 36140, Sergeant Walusimbi Eli, who joined the Uganda Police Force on 29th May 2005. Next is number 36156, Sergeant Eniku Justin, who joined the Uganda Police Force on 29th May 2005. Next is number 61671, Police Constable Jimono Judith, who joined the force on 24th April 2014. Next is Acting Commissioner of Police, Moses Sentalo. I beg your pardon. Commissioner of Prisons, who was enlisted into service on 30th June 2007. Next is Acting Commissioner of Prisons, Agre Aturanirire, who was enlisted on 30th June 2007. Next is Mr. Charles Ziraba, Assistant Commissioner Human Resource, who joined public service on 20th July 1992. Next is Ronald, Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Ronald Kalali, who was enlisted on 30th June 2007. Next is Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Anita Karungi, who was enlisted on 2nd January 2011. Next is Miss Martha Dina Akirapa, who joined the service on 12th May 2010. And last but not least in this category is Ogwal Joffrey, who was enlisted into service on 6th June, 6th April 1993. Right, Honorable Prime Minister, the next category is award of the Nalubale Medal, which medal is awarded to all civilian activists who have contributed towards the political development of Uganda, either through armed struggle or civil disobedience, and otherwise, right from colonial times to date. Right, Honorable Prime Minister, before I may proceed with that category, you may please have a photo opportunity with the last batch in the category. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the first in the category of Nalubale Medal is none other than Miss Laporte Luce. Next is Miss Desiranta Namanje Knight. Next, Mr. Ndigiri Ernest. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Miss Nsubuga Nachin Tunora. May her soul rest in peace. Next is Mr. Nsubuga John Chirivaka. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Mr. Kagwa Namugera George William. Next, Kaoya Francis Frank. Next is Semanda Miunja Emmanuel. Next is Bigita Herbert. Next is Dr. Munyigwa Jeremiah. Rest in peace. Next is Maweje Vakoja Edward. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Soz Asaf Mzee. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Nachwala Hanifa Sultan. Next is Valambi Ruth Sepuya. And next is Yuda Katundu. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Hamid Daki. May his soul rest in peace. And next is Mr. Olalobo Tom. And that's the last in that category. May I request that you step forward so that you may have a photo opportunity with the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Prime Minister. The next category of 5 persons is the award of the Dam Medal, which medal is awarded to a member of the military who was or is wounded and or killed in action against the enemy with an opposing armed or hostile force of a foreign country, while serving with a friendly foreign force engaged in armed conflict against an opposing armed force in which Uganda is not a belligerent party, as a result of an act of an enemy or opposing armed force, as a result of any military operation while serving outside the territory of Uganda as part of a peacekeeping force, as a result of a terrorist attack against Uganda, as a result of injury by an enemy while taken as prisoner of war, as a result of a military operation during the liberation struggle, to an officer or militant killed in action during the liberation struggles. And on top of the list is Kafuma Alphonse. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Resistance Officer number 0820, Captain Kokas Okure. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Resistance Officer number 08921, Lieutenant Bosco Opio Okurin. May his soul rest in peace. The fourth is Assistant Superintendent of Police, Lubega Samuel Nsamba. Next is Corporal Anua Francis. May his soul rest in peace. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the next category is Luero Triangle Medal, which medal is awarded to any person, military or civilian, who either joined the struggle or operated closely with armed freedom fighters against dictatorships in Uganda from 1981 to 1986. And the persons in this category are Namusisi Rehema. May her soul rest in peace. Next is Captain Honorable Bwanika Dungu John. Next is Captain Honorable Katumba Masagas Sultan. Next is Sergeant Lekoboam Muima Chiwujo. Next is Resistance Officer number 04128, Lieutenant Colonel Mwanje Sekulima. Next is Resistance Officer Veteran 00586, Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Kisache Sekabembe. The next is Resistance Officer number 02711, Captain Charles Nyakana. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Lieutenant Sam Django Tabu and Resistance Officer number 02911, Lieutenant Vakendaki. May their souls rest in peace. Next is Resistance Officer number 02570, Lieutenant Sam Nakavale. Next is Resistance Officer number 15303, Lieutenant Isaac Akweyagala. Next is Resistance Officer number 08474, Lieutenant Johnson Munanura Bahebwa. Next is Resistance Officer number 02337, Second Lieutenant Patrick Kambaho. May his soul rest in peace. Next is Resistance Army Veteran number 006796, Warrant Officer Class 1, Bariaruha Ramadan. Next is Resistance Army Veteran number 0678, Warrant Officer Class 1, Kalanz Mohammed. Next is Resistance Army number 130832, Warrant Officer Class 1, Mirimo Augustine. Next is Resistance Army Veteran number 03744, Sergeant Sectorico Suleiman. And next and last in this category is Resistance Army Veteran number 06732, Corporal Rashande Enoch. You may step forward so that you may have a photo opportunity with the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the next category is the award of the Long Service Police Medal Gold, which medal is awarded to police officers with long service record of 30 years plus, with untainted record and uninterrupted service to the force. The officers are Commissioner of Police Opolot Jacob Omoding, Inspector of Police Tar Kameri, Number 44945 Sergeant Ouma James, Number 44908 Corporal Owang Damali. The second last category, which is Long Service Silver Medal, is awarded to police officers with long service record of 20 years plus, with untainted record and interrupted service to the force. And the persons in this category are Number 24786 Sergeant Mumeya Mariam. Next is Number 24618 Sergeant Amo Regina. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the very last category is the award of the Honorary Service Medal which is awarded to civilians who have shown unwavering support to the Uganda Police Force programs in respect of community policing, donations, including land, buildings, other logistics, and thus have made police operations easier and improved the welfare of officers. The two persons under this category are none other than Mr. Salongo Bulera and Mr. Mulumba Diogratias. Right Honorable Prime Minister, that's the last category. You may please wish to take a photograph with them. Right Honorable Prime Minister, that marks the end of my presentation. I thank you for your attention for God and my country.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, as a recognizing diplomats, I inadvertently left two of men who serve in the same profession like I do. The military attaché of the Russian embassy is also in our midst, as well as the military attaché of Turkey. My apologies for having missed out this. Thank you.
Thank you. Right Honorable Prime Minister, I would like to request you to allow us to bring two entertainment groups. The first one is Clever Origin with a poem, and then we shall crown it with Orunyege dance by Crane performers. Thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Yeah. state that once was a dream. Ugandans crying from all corners, pushed to the wall by bad leaders, leaders who thought not of people, putting all our life in a real swing. Who could talk at that time? Could they listen to any cry? Ruining the nation at their best, the rule of law shifted to basket. Uganda was once in a cry. Uganda was once in a cry, forcing nationals become refugees, looking for safety in other nations. Could people stand this brutal life? People disappeared, people never surfaced. Then that time of casting the vote, the 1980 election, hope violated and rigged. Uganda was once in a cry. Some brave Ugandans swallowed the pin. 27 of them took the decision. These agreed without any division. Marched to Bush to save this nation. 27 people with 7 guns. They sold their life for Uganda. They left their work for Uganda to shed their blood for Uganda. Uganda got heroes, admired for courage and achievements,
from wealth, opportunity and resources, comfort and safety renounced,
dignity and time deserted, health and wealth forsaken,
friends and families abandoned, braving diseases and poverty,
enduring starvation and coldness, sharing sleep with snakes. On them, mosquitoes feasted.
Living in bushes, sleeping in bushes, hungry and thirsty, sacrifice their lives for others. Uganda has got heroes. In those jungles of Luwero, they settled. Uganda was bought with blood. The war really ate many people, displaced and killed many people. Dictators were pushed and driven, by force from office were driven. Then peace was once restored. Those thieves and killers disappeared. The rule of law restored. Opportunity was given for election. Our own leaders are chosen. Uganda has heroes. A living hero in the country we got. General Museveni, a gift to the nation, a present and a pillar to the region.
Yes.
A light and vision to the continent.
Oh yes.
A living legend to the world.
Mm-hmm.
As brave and fearless as a lion.
Oh yes.
A bold pacifier and courageous.
Yes.
Great-hearted.
Megastar.
Our sovereign, a darling to the people of Uganda.
Yeah.
Uganda has got heroes.
The country is safe and out of that wave. Economy recovered from that ditch. All sectors are now active. We have come back to life. Security in Uganda is paramount. It is a duty of the security on account. No messing about with security. Our forces are tamed and mined. No robbing and killing by forces. What disciplined forces?
It is our duty as Ugandans. Let's consolidate our efforts. Drive us not back to turmoil. No thugs or thieves allowed.
In fact,
our nation is safe and moving
so fast
to development.
Indeed.
Our heroes' blood is living. Uganda is safe. And will always be. Who ever thought of this victory? Did this sound a dream? Throwing the leaders then in panic, capturing territories one by one, keeping advancing steadily. But once were called bandits, and later were called rebels. But now they are called heroes. They fought for our cause. Uganda was then liberated. Bravo to our heroes. Bravo to our leaders. We celebrate the heroes of Uganda. We should forget not their effort. We keep the peace they made. Explore the opportunity created. Creativity, innovation required. the future of our nation secured. Tuwe pamoja tujenge taifa.
Tuwe pamoja tujenge taifa. For God and my country.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, I would like also to add my voice thanking you on behalf of the crane performers for that envelope. Right Honorable Prime Minister, we would like also to thank you for having accepted this entertainment. Please allow me now to invite the Director of Ceremonies, Honorable Major General Jimba, for the conclusion of this function. As the minister comes, the Right Honorable Prime Minister would like to also see the first group, Clever Origin. Can a representative or two go and see the Right Honorable Prime Minister? Clever Origin, the ones who have just been here for a poem.
Yeah, thank you very much. As the children go to the Right Honorable Prime Minister to get some appreciation, I would like to Brigadier General Kurije recognized the ambassadors and the military attaches, and therefore I think I have a duty to recognize my colleagues, the ministers who have graced this function. We appreciate if you may stand up for recognition. The honorable ministers present. Thank you very much. The honorable members of parliament who have come, thank you very much. The senior army, police, prisons, and other security agencies who are here, thank you very much. The other senior government officials who have come, the senior civil servants from all the MDAs, stand up for recognition and thank you very much. Thank you. The children are taking photographs with the guest of honor, the Right Honorable Prime Minister. And we thank them for the wonderful poem, which was well presented and acted. Thank you very much. Right Honorable Prime Minister, this marks the end of this function, and we thank you very much for officiating at this function. We thank all of you who came to attend and the millions who are attending virtually. because of COVID. So we now shall wait for the national anthems to conclude this function. I thank my assistants, Brigadier General Kurije, and my sister, Alice Mwanguzi, for a job well done. Thank you very much.
My colleague Adil.